Another very solid episode of How to Get Away with Murder, and I will say every storyline from season 1 is now perfectly wrapped up, which is really nice because now we can just focus on the future storylines, which is how Annalise got shot, why Connor is in such distress over this, why Asher, again, isn't part of this group when a murder or something bad goes down with them, and the storyline between those weird kids and the murder of their parents and their aunt. I mean, that storyline is really creepy. I don't like it. I love the storyline between Eve and Annalise in this episode. That was really awesome. The whole lesbian love scene that they had going on, I thought that was pretty cool too. I just thoroughly enjoyed the connection between these two characters. I thought Eve really brought out a really great side of Annalise that we haven't got to see in a long time at all. And also, like I said, because the storylines from season 1 have wrapped up, Nate is now no longer being convicted of Sam's murder, so thumbs up to Nate because he's a free man. But he also knows that Eve and Annalise have this weird relationship, so I think he's going to try to somehow expose that, at least to Annalise. Connor and Oliver, they had their moment in this episode as well. Connor told the Keating 5, or the Keating 4 at this point, that, you know, Oliver has HIV, and Oliver found out that he told them, and he really had a great reaction to this because Oliver hasn't told anyone besides Connor, and I really just love the way the characters reacted to that. Asher in this episode, who I find to be such a bumbling idiot of a character, I thought had a really fun reaction to that. And I really just kind of liked the Connor-Oliver storyline that went on. And it was really a minor sub-storyline, too. Eggs is foreshadowed in this episode. The landlord of Wes's tenant, or Wes's apartment building, said to him, "Where's Rebecca?" Blah, 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 blah. And he said, "I'm going to give you her things because she's not paying rent," and whatnot. And we see a picture of Rebecca at a bar, and we see a guy and this happens at the end of this episode, and it's a guy that we saw earlier in the episode that was flirting with Michaela. And if we remember back in episode 16 of season 1, Rebecca texted Eggs at Attorney's house. So now I think that Eggs has found Michaela because he flirted with her, and in the trailer, which I'll talk about in a minute, he looks like he's going to have some sex with Michaela, which is pretty hot. That trailer I have a lot to say about. I really liked the relationship between Bonnie and Annalise in this episode as well. I thought that was really powerful. Just the way that Bonnie kind of broke down with her, Annalise. And then I also really liked the way that they were able to use the crime that they committed against Sam to frame Nate, to bring it back to the kids, to those really creepy adopted kids, because that storyline has some big issue with it, especially because we see so many things at that house. And then the Emily St. Clair, who plays the prosecuting attorney, she's definitely in a recurring role for the season, which is pretty cool. She's very intimidating. Excuse me, that's a lie. She's intimidated by Annalise, you can see that, but she also is trying to stand on her own 2 feet as well. And from the end of this episode, it looks like she's going to get murdered at some point. So apparently no character can stay alive too long on How to Get Away with Murder, except for the main cast. Back to Emily St. Clair. She did a lot of cross-examination of Annalise, and I really love the scenes with Annalise on the stand in this episode. Those were really powerful scenes as well. But like I said, the episode wrapped up the storyline from season 1, which is really good, and now we can focus on what's going to be happening in season 2. There's a lot definitely going on. The fact that we're not dealing with a case per episode is different from the way season 1 is, and I kind of missed that in all honesty, but I'm wondering if that'll change because it looks like we're going to get a new case next episode that's different. So let me know what you thought about this episode in the comments below. I thought it was a really great episode. I liked it a little bit more than I liked the Scandal episode just because I felt that storylines are wrapped up, which is true. So thank you for checking out my review of a new episode of How to Get Away with Murder. I almost called it Scandal, and thank you for checking it out. Like I said, like 3 seconds ago. I'm so sorry. It's late when I'm doing this review. So like I said, let me know what you thought about it in the comments below, and I will talk about How to Get Away with Murder and the trailer for episode 3 very soon. And I'll talk to you about How to Get Away with Murder as well for the new episode next week. Thanks, guys. Bye.